9:43 at night. I've been up since 8:30. We have the InvestOps conference in Miami. I talked to 20 bank clients today, organizing meetings and all the stuff we do with our sales executives, and had a product, had a pre-sales. I had to organize stuff for flowers for my wedding today. I had a dentist appointment today. And it's now 9:44 at night, and I am making free videos for strangers on Twitter. I'm gonna need something from you guys moving forward, okay? Because I'm pushing my mental limit here, and frankly, I'm at a point where a lot of things are starting to annoy me. Like when people ask me the same questions every single day. People, I've said a few times that I have a full-time corporate job. So you guys know, full transparency, I have a $8.25 million quota, pipeline quota, and a $1.25 million closing sales quota. I am yelled at every single day by my boss at work, by my manager, by his manager. I don't need to answer questions on Twitter on top of that. Where's AMC going? Where's BBBY going? Do you still have those April calls? Like, guys, I post everything I do. I'm fully transparent with you. Fully transparent. Losses, gains, $1,500 loss, $3,500 loss. I don't give a fuck. All right? I need you to be better. All right? 90% of you, you're not a problem. But 10% of you are driving me through the fucking roof. I'm about to jump off my balcony if one more person asks me where BBBY is going, where APE is going. The most manipulated stock I've ever seen in my life. Can't predict a thing at all. So just read my tweets. Just please read my tweets. I can only do so much. I'm pushing this limit, and trust me, it's taxing on me too. And it's not fair to me to be putting in all this extra time on everything else I'm doing, starting 2 companies, full-time corporate job, planning for a wedding, managing my entire family's portfolio. I can't do it all. So read my tweets. If you're going to say something, you have a question, it's fine. Please be constructive about it. Don't DM me stupid crap. Someone DM me today telling me I didn't know what I was talking about. Fucking up 80 grand today. So let's get into this. Because I don't have that much time. I gotta go to sleep. We've been talking about for a month now. This Fractal right here, and how it was extended. Okay? Remember, when AMC is making its squeeze fractals, they're all the same. They all look exactly the same from a math perspective. The only difference is they are either extended, right, time-wise, or they're gyrated price-wise. Higher, lower, whatever. They can also be shortened too and be much faster. So we are currently running the previous fractal in an extended fashion. Now, the way that I had it, and I have been posting it for you guys, was under the assumption that the S&P 500 was going to top out at 413, which makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. But as we know, the algorithms that run the S&P 500 and the meme stocks are diabolical. They are created for one reason and one reason only, and that's to steal your money. They don't care about you. They don't care about your families. This isn't a game for the weak of heart. None of that. Everybody is hedged for a crash right now. Everybody. I see $1 million puts come in on the chain on OnlyFlows every single day. $2 million puts, IWM, QQQ, SPY, Tesla, whatever. They know everyone is getting ready for a crash. So last night, I'm just sitting on the couch. I'm thinking to myself, like, it's too obvious to go to just 413. It's too obvious. I have this gut feeling that the drop is going to be more delayed than we're expecting, and it's going to drop from a higher point than we're expecting. Because if you drop 20% from 413 on the S&P 500, Where would 413 be? $413. Here's your 20% pullback. Where you at? 330, which takes you below the October of last year's low. Okay. I think it's reasonable, but I also think it's a little low. And I think next year they want to take us back to new all-time highs, and they can't take us to new all-time highs if this low is too low. Okay. They need hyperinflation to kick in to send this thing into overdrive. Powell will turn the printer on. Something else I've been talking about again for nearly 6 months now. Longer than that, Jesus, probably a year. If they drop it from higher though, and you get your 20% pullback, the bottom is 340, and that's not that bad. And they can rip it right off the bottom in June or July from 340 right back to all-time highs, and it will be not a problem at all. But back to AMC, okay? Assuming that 413 was the top is assuming also that this fractal is running at this speed, and it's in yellow, okay? The yellow one is the existing one that I have been posting nearly every single, I'm pretty sure I posted every single day in the last 3 weeks. So if there's two scenarios that are possible, okay? We go to 413 by the first 10 days of April, up to April 10th, April 13th, maybe at the latest, and that's it, okay? AMC sees $9.20, $9.50, okay? Okay, scenario 2 is 430 is top, and that comes the first week of May. The fractal that we're running is further extended out, meaning the run we're about to have up into April 5th, 10th, whatever, is another fake out. And the top of the market happens that first week of May, and then capitulation begins from there. Those are the two scenarios. So let's talk about the speed line really quick. The trajectories from the beginning of the squeeze fractals, okay? 1 hump, 2 hump, fake hump, Jan, June, 70% sell-off. We've talked about this multiple times. Speed line from the beginning of the fractal, top target. If we all knew this 2 years ago, it was this easy, we'd be billionaires by now, okay? Next squeeze fractal, 1 hump, 2 hump, fake hump, Jan, June. Beginning of the fractal, there's your top target. And so on and so forth. And where are we now? Okay? Where's your top target on this fractal, guys? The 1. Okay? The 1 on the macro log scale Fibonacci, 1160. I've been talking about this number for a while as well. What date is this at? Roughly May 2nd-ish. What comes right after May 2nd, May 8th earnings? Okay? You also have your convergence date, which is what, April 27th, 29th, whatever, 27th, I think. There's your narrative for the run, okay? Because this run's going to be no joke if SPY goes to 430, okay? If SPY goes to 413, we are going to see that 9 level, and that's going to be it. What changed my thinking on it was the barcoding. The barcoding completely, it threw it off. I mean, the stock's been barcoding for like 5 business days straight. Has it been longer than that? Like, look at this crap. What was this, the 16th? The 15th? It's the 28th. The thing hasn't moved. That threw off the timing of everything, right? We should have been boogieing if we wanted to see that 9 level. Or we should have dropped to 370 first and then moved. But the barcoding in place makes me think they're going to delay it. And this is why I have the fractal extended even further. So this is what I'm going to be showing you from this moment forward, okay? So pay attention. It's the same exact fractal. All the squeeze fractals, again, they're the exact same. They just have a little bit different shape, little different timing, little different price ranges. It's the same thing as this. I drew it in red. It's just extended further right out to that earnings date, okay? it still makes sense, right? Use the fractals as a guideline for people that are visual learners and have trouble understanding the other parts of it. It's that simple. And look at the speed line, the trajectory, right to that 1160, okay? So I think they're going to delay it. And I think it will go something like this. Let's pretend this is the SPY chart for a second. This is 413. Retracement, 400. Call it 398. 430. And this is the trap. This is the trap to bait retail before full-on capitulation into June and July. So I want to see 370 before we explode, okay? So if we're running this fractal and it's extended, right? Now I have this higher, but like the end of this fractal, I just want you to look at it really quick. Just look at it really quick. Look at this fractal. The whole thing goes downward, right? So this part right here is the last moment before the squeeze. It is the lowest point in the entire price action of the entire fractal, okay? So this right here, if I had to take a guess, is 370. After we make this move, right, I want to see 370 by April 27th. I want this to be down here. Like, I want to see this. I want this to be right here. Right? I want to see 370. That's a little higher than that. 370 is the 0.5 on the macro on log. It's not a coincidence. I'm telling you. After we make this move, I'm very, very, I really, really like 370. Okay? And I know a lot of people are telling me it's not going to happen. Sorry. I don't agree. I just don't agree. Before a move like this, they want to scare the shit out of everybody. Okay? And the only way to scare the shit out of everybody is by taking this thing below this support level. Okay? I want this. Boom. This is where you buy. And then you squeeze. That's what I want to see. Let's look at the sniper quick for today's price action. Okay? These are the accumulation bands. These are the distribution bands and the UTAD bands. On the 1 hour, because it's a smaller move, so we have to look at it on a smaller time frame. Okay? I said to you guys today before I signed off, I wanted to see 580 to 610. Okay? Where are your UTAD bands? Right here. Here's the window. Here's the VRVP. Right in that 570 range-ish. You're not going to be able, it's not always going to nail it on the nose, okay? If the price comes up here, right, and you see, whatever, 590, which is the 707 on the macro, that's completely fine too. The bottom line is when you're trading and the IV spikes, that's when you want to take profit. You'll see it. You'll see the candle just explode. And you'll see the price of your option go up 20, 30%. You sell into strength. What the fuck is going on? Someone's alarm going off. Yeah, great timing. Lock your car. Right, so the sniper checks out. It's showing what I want to see, okay? It's showing exactly what I want to see. And also, we get rid of these really quick. And the EMAs, which I use whenever we squeeze, because when we squeeze and we're running these fractals, if it's on a smaller time frame, you have to look at, like, say the 1 hour, right? As long as we break the 200 and the 510 EMA. The 510 EMA is something I came up with a year and a half ago, okay? It's the bottom of the COVID low, something nobody knows about. It breaks that every single time. So breaking the 510 EMA, which is at 555, would get you right to 570, and I guarantee you it bounces right off this VRVP level. Okay, I don't think it's gonna go all the way up to 6, at least not yet. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in now, and I'm going to take the current fractal sequence that we are running on the macro, and I'm gonna make it really small so you can see that we ran it today on the 5-minute. And this is what when I texted you guys when I was on the highway on the way home from the dentist. I was like, we're running the same fractal, just a smaller version. Okay, this sequence right here on the macro is our current fractal. Take a look. When the computer runs new fractals that we have never seen before, like this one, we never saw this one, okay? This is also brand new. It's right now it looks like a Head and Shoulders, but there's gonna be a fourth leg of it that's gonna be like this. So this is a brand new, this whole thing. I've never seen this one before, okay? When it creates these new fractals, it loves using them within itself on a smaller time frame. Okay, so I took this and I shrunk it down and put it on the 5-minute really quick before we started the video. So let me just 1 second. Looking at my TD Ameritrade app, and I saw it. I'm like, it's the same goddamn fractal that we're in right now. So just a visual representation so you guys can see. We are gearing up right now for this. Right? And coincidentally, if you just make it the same size, just hilariously, where is the top? 575. And we know that VP level is right there. And just remember here too, looking at the 5-minute, like we were consolidating today. I know a couple people were saying, oh, 540 is the top and we're going to drop from here. We're consolidating here. Look at the volume. From after the last hold on, let me draw this for you. Okay? So you line this up. So you see, this is the last sell candle, okay, before consolidation happens on the 5-minute. Look at every candle after this. Look how much higher the green, the volume is, the buy volume, as opposed to the sell volume. This is healthy consolidation. That's why it's moving up here. Right? We're making higher highs this entire time. Higher highs, higher lows this entire time. This is good. You want to see that. That's how I know it's going to run tomorrow. Okay? So we will not be retracing. This thing is going to go. So that's what you should see quite literally tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow you should see 580 at open. It should be violent. They want to create FOMO. They want people jumping in. We went up 13% today. You're going to see another 10% tomorrow, right off the rip, probably before 11:30, I would assume. I am out of these calls here because what happens afterwards, look at the fractal. We are going right back down to the beginning of the sequence, okay? Which is the VRVP level right here, hanging out. 480. I'll bet you $1 billion we dropped to 480 after we touched 570. Okay, and look, let's go back. And why I'm saying, like, we are running this on a macro time frame right now. It's this. It is this. It's the same thing. And what happened after this big move here, which this will be tomorrow's price action, it got crushed all the way back to where? To the beginning where the fractal sequence broke out, to the gap. Okay? So you're going to see that on the 5-minute. And it's going to take you right back to the beginning. Right back to where the breakout was. Okay? Where's the VRVP? That's where it's going to catch, 480. So when we go to 570, I am out and I am going short. I am going to take profit when we get to 485. And then we are going to finish this fractal sequence with a move up to 610 by, call it, April 5th or something like that. That is the top of this sequence. It's 4 runs. 4, not 3. It's 4. Like what I'm showing you right here. Trading with Emotions. I don't know if you follow him. Give him a follow. He has the same thing, but he has it more zoomed out. Okay? I'm just showing you on like a price like to moment level on the micro of the most likelihood of how it's going to move. So once we get to that 610, you're talking like it will probably be April 1st or something like that. This is quick, right? So like if this moves this way and we follow this fractal sequence, like say this is tomorrow and you get your 570 and then it drops down here, right? And then you get your 610, like we're basically at the end of March, right? It's just a lot smaller. You know, you're talking hours here, not days. So once we are at 610, the S&P will be at 413, most likely, okay? That is why I think they extended it, because 610 is not the top of this squeeze. A true squeeze that is going to trap everyone before we capitulate has to break the 200 and the 510 on the daily, not the smaller time frames, the daily. So let's look at the daily really quick, okay? And I'll show you every single time we have ever had a major squeeze. 510s in purple, 200s in red. Understand? Broke, 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 broke. Didn't break, okay? On the bigger, so far we broke the 200, but we didn't break the 510. So it's not a real squeeze yet. The real top of this move, I am now that it's extended, okay? Also, the price target that I had up to the first 10 days of April was 920. But if it's extended, the price target's higher because the trajectory is further out. And if the supercomputer is spending time going back up and down, up and down, up and down, it is filling those VRVP levels. It is buying liquidity, filling those gaps as it's making these moves. The more it fills the gaps, the more base it has. Think of it as like a Jenga tower. The more base it has to run. It has more juice. Think of it as like a Jenga tower where you're filling in the slots, like you're building a house. And every brick that you lay is gas for the car. You lay more bricks, that's more gas, the higher percentage the squeeze moves are going to be. This is not a real squeeze until this 510 level is broken, okay? And that looks to be happening, and if we get this exactly how I'm expecting, right? That looks to be happening, break the 510 by the first week of May, okay? You get your conversions, you get your earnings coming up. It's all the narrative you need for them to justify this stupid thing, even though it's completely baked in. The whole thing's a goddamn lie. So that's it. That's it, okay? And really quick, one last thing, Bed Bath & Beyond. It's the same scenario. It's going to move with AMC. It's going to move with the S&P. So right now, this is where we are. It's building a volume level and volume VRVP level down here. I believe we will get a run here alongside SPY to 413. So I want to see this. So I want to see it tap its head really quick right here on the 1. Tap that VRVP level. That's what you get in the beginning of April, right? We're roughly around April 6th at this time. The S&P taps 413. Most people think that's the top. People are loading up on puts. It retraces, and now it uses the VRVP level that it's been building with all this volume as support, and then it makes its move to the GP at 240. That's what I want to see by May 4th, and you get your squeeze. That's what I want to see on BBBY, okay? I have calls on BBBY out to May 19th for $2. I mean, 240. That's an amazing move. A lot of people are calling for higher. You got to take the percentage levels from the bottom to 240, guys. It's 200%. It's a monster move. You capture that in an option, you're looking at 1,000+%. You don't need more than that, okay? You just need to learn how to trade. All right? Listen, I appreciate you guys. Again, please be cool. Please try to ask constructive questions. I'm really at my wit's end with all this stuff. I'm pushing as hard as I can. I'm giving you my entire soul on a daily basis. I'm up to my eyeballs in work. Just Do as much. Please read my tweets before you comment. Just that's all I ask, please, because I am already thinking of the questions that you are about to ask me. Okay, so just please read them. If you missed it, scroll down 2 seconds and just take a look at it. Like, I'm begging you. All right. Have a good night. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the chat.